And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa and Corey Sandin this morning. And boy, oh boy, we're celebrating here in the world headquarters our 30th anniversary show. Yes, indeed. 30 years on the air for Let's Talk Hookup. This is going to be an open phone, open discussion, anything you want to talk about. You want to talk about bass, tuna, you want to talk about history of the show, whatever you want to talk about, anything you want. This is an open show today with Rick and Corey and myself, so you stay tuned. 30th anniversary celebration right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mighty midnight. San Diego. Do you need a vehicle that's built ready for your next adventure? Well, your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered with the 2021 Ford Ranger. This adventure-ready truck is built with durable features like its frame-mounted step bumpers and high-strength steel frame. But that's not all. The Ford Ranger also has an available terrain management system with 4 selectable drive modes depending on what terrain you're on for optimum performance. Looking to tow your boat or trailer to your next adventure? No problem. The 2021 Ford Ranger can handle that too and has smart technology like Bliss with trailer coverage to assist changing lanes and makes driving so much better when towing your boat or trailer. Visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com to learn more. That's buyfordnow.com and they'll be glad to hook you up.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm going to take the chance to say it. First one to congratulate you, Pete, on 30 years, man.
Thanks.
What a momentous occasion.
Crazy.
And 30 years is a long time, and it has been such a fun ride, and I'm super proud to get to be a part of it with you, and congratulations, man.
Well,
This is a
thank
special
you, Ricky.
day.
Well, you were very kind to bring Lolly and I a bottle of Dom Perignon.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was really nice to celebrate. Very special treat and some beautiful Tiffany glasses. That was really kind of you and Dallas to do that.
It's a way to celebrate.
Yeah, it's a great way to celebrate. So, Ricky, you've been here, let's say, okay, you're 39 years old. You started when you were 14.
Right.
So
crazy.
that's like 25 years.
Yeah,
so
25
you were,
years.
Yeah, so you were here right there almost from the beginning. Now, remind me, were you here answering the phones when Marty was here?
Oh, yeah.
So Marty was a part of the show already.
A long part of the show,
30
yeah.
years. Forgive me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 66 years
Totally.
old. Things run together. It's like, okay, 30 years. Marty, I know, was here for 11 years.
I love getting to tell the story. So going all the way back, my part of the show was my dad and I used to listen to Let's Talk Hookup every Saturday and Sunday morning. So we did. We'd watch the Saturday morning fishing shows on. We'd put those on mute, and we would listen to Let's Talk Hookup. That was like our ritual on the weekends, and I loved the show. I used to call into the show when I was a little kid, and we would meet at Fred Hall shows and things like that, and I was in school in junior high, like an 8th grade project where, it was like a big part of your grade. You had to do this big project. I always did all my stuff on fishing when I was a little kid. And part of the project was you had to do an interview with somebody in the field of your subject. And so I called Pete and asked if I could do an interview with him as part of a school project. And you were so cool. I mean, I was, however you are old then, 12 or 13 years old. And you let me come into the studio, put the headphones on, and watch the guys do the show. And Bart and Fred Hall were the guests that day.
Wow!
And it was the coolest thing ever. And I got to talk to you and Marty, and that's where we initially met.
And this was when we were at the 690 studios on Pacific Highway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And and so kind of met there, and then you were so cool. When the opportunity came up that you needed somebody to answer the phones as a fill-in basis. When the other guy that was answering the phones would go on a trip or something, but you had to ask my dad first because I was 14 years old at the time, and
it needed a ride.
Exactly. Yeah. And started answering the phones as a part-time basis, and then did the phones full-time
every Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, so my poor dad would get up, and that's when we were on at 6 a.m.
6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, so that poor guy would work construction every day and then get up an extra hour early on his days off to get a 13-year-old kid up and showered out the door, and it's been just the funnest time ever since. And that was with Marty for years. And
what a crazy story, Rick.
So grateful. And let's throw a huge thank you out to the Codfather, your dad, Richard. That guy was the stalwart, man.
The best,
it's like getting up at 5 a.m. to drive you in to answer the phones for this silly fishing radio show, right?
Almost your whole life, Rick.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I have so much respect for what he did, and I can't wait to get to do that with our son. He was so good at always putting me and my interest and fun first. Never. He would, we didn't have, we were of a very just, regular means family. And so he loved fishing, but would go half as often because it cost him twice as much. But he always, always took me. So it was really, it was a really fun ride. And we've been, we had a blast doing the show together. And he loved his participation with the show.
Oh, yeah.
It's just it's a family thing for us. And I love it. And it's just been such a cool thing to be a part of for this long, for 30 years.
30 years.
30 years.
So, the co-host thing. So Ricky then was answering the phones, and then as seasoned a veteran actor as Marty was,
such a fun story to tell.
Yeah. So when I would leave town, Marty was scared to death. Do the show. I can't do it by myself.
This is a Hollywood. Really, a movie star for real.
Adam 12.
Yeah, Route 66, 40. For crying out loud, he was with Barbara. What's her name? Right?
I mean, Marty was a really big deal.
He did movies with the Duke, man. Yeah.
And to do the radio show solo was just nerves were coming to an end. Marty was so good with the voice and the personality, and he knew what he was talking about. He was a great experienced fly fisherman, but pushing the buttons freaked him out.
Yeah.
He didn't dig it, huh?
No. So when I would leave, I'd say, well, Rick, what do you think about stepping in and being the co-host with Marty? And you went, you were like 15? Yeah. And I was like, I'm in, man. I'm go for it. And he was an absolute natural from the start. It was as soon as he went on the air, it was like, it's like jackpot, man. This is like the perfect guy to go in here.
Pretty cool.
And now look at you. It started, that whole thing basically started your whole career.
Totally
right?
did. I mean, that's how I met Doug and Frank, and I started working as a part-time in high school and college summertime job, tying albacore feathers at the tackle store.
Yeah.
And who just would have thought that 25 years later I'd still be getting to do my favorite thing, which is Let's Talk Hookup, and have my spot at Fisherman's Landing and partners with those guys.
Partner in the landing. And the tackle store and managing and the whole thing. Yeah,
I call that living the dream.
It really is. I've been extremely lucky, and I don't take it for granted one bit. It's been a really fun ride.
Yeah, well, it's been fantastic. Of course, having you as a part of it. It's just been couldn't have done it without you. I certainly can say that for a fact that it wasn't possible. So then, okay, let's talk about Corey. Corey, of course, was a part of the show for many years. Before he came co-host, he'd come in as a guest talking about MC swim baits, right, Corey?
Yeah.
And then how many years ago? Like maybe 3-4 years
well,
ago?
I've had... I think when I started co-hosting and helping out, I think was over 4 years ago. I want to say more like 5 years. Yeah.
Because now the situation...
It was over 4, I think.
The situation there was, Ricky and I would have conflicts. It's like, well, you're going here, I'm going there. It's like, what are we going to do? Right? So then we thought, well, Corey's a great guy. He's so good on the air. Let's ask him if he's interested in being a co-host. And thankfully, you said yes. And look at you now. I mean, you just naturally put in, and such a great guy to be associated with.
For those that know,
such a great fit.
But for those that know me, I'm not the most comfortable in front of people and being. I don't know how to say it, but both of you know. I mean, it's kind of, I get a little nervous. I get a little. I'm more reserved of an individual for those that know me, and so when you throw me in a seat and tell me what I'm going to do, it's hey, I get a little sweaty about it. I'll be honest.
But you do a great job.
You truly are a natural, and that's not a smoke blowing thing. Like, it's just the truth. Like, that's what's so fun about this atmosphere is it really is. Buddies talking about fishing, and that's the people in front of the microphone and in front of the speaker. Like, we're a big family, and it's 2 hours of BSing with your buddy and talking about fishing and thinking about all the stories and all the fun. And Corey's background is so unique for this sport in that, like, what cracks me up so much about Corey is Corey has the best background in live bait of darn near any person that fishes from like every level of the best live bait operation that exists, and yet is a plastics like guru, phenom,
making artificial
builder, like creator of the style that is how we all fish. I mean, all of the the accolades don't come your way because you're too humble of a person. But I mean, the style of fishing that most of us enjoy, the weedless style bait, like that all came from Corey. Like, it's an evolution of your baits and
watching all that bait going into the receiver, right? It's like, wait a minute, I can mimic this, right?
I'll tell you. Being 14, 15 years old and working on the bait receivers, I mean, kind of like you, Rick, 14, 15, working at the radio show, I was working on the bait receivers and having a good old time, and graduated high school, and literally June, the same year I graduated high school, my college degree was jumping on the EBCO and working with Joe Machado. That was
the legend, Joe Machado.
Too,
and we became very good friends. And he was as fishy as it gets. It's kind of like if you're growing up with Eddie McEwen and Buzz and that whole crew there. But
I liked how cool of a guy he was for being so rough around the edges looking of a guy. You know what I mean? Like,
salty.
If you want to put pencil to paper and draw a salty fisherman, it was Machado for sure.
Joe.
Yeah, but a cool dude, and really, really, like he came through the tackle store, and towards the the latter part of his fishing time, he got really into long range fishing, and he and I became really good buds. And he and I would put our heads together and build all of his long range stuff, and I got to be really good friends with that guy, and he was
super fishy.
You nailed it, man. The fishiest.
Yeah,
he was good at anything.
But then, so today on the EBCO, I worked with Jerry Major, and at that time, we were just crewmen, and we ran the skiff, engineer, ran the deck or whatever. There was only 4 of us on the boat. I think there still is, but today Jerry is running the boat.
That's
so
cool.
Wow.
It's kind of cool. And John Pratt, I worked with John, and John's still with the company. And they work hard, man. We talk about it. They're unsung heroes, really.
And long hours.
Yeah. Well, it's the roughest part of it is, okay, we're going to go out tomorrow at midnight, and you go out at midnight, you don't know when you're coming in.
Yeah,
is it 10 in the morning? Is it 10 at night?
Yeah.
So you can't, there's no plans to be made. And when are you going out the next day? You don't even know that when you leave the dock.
It's
so
when the bait's there, right? And when you need it.
And what about when you don't catch it?
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. Does that happen?
It happened a lot.
I
guarantee you it still happens today.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the demand, in those years, all these boats doubled their capacity in bait. So imagine all that.
I mean, think about boats like the Royal Polaris, the Royal Star, the Independence. I mean, the quantity of bait that they put on those. I mean, how many scoops does
trip after trip after trip after trip?
Hundreds
it's in
of scoops.
It's in the hundreds.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And the EBCO carries, I remember, 2,000 scoops of bait. So
wow.
Just wrap your mind around how many loads are coming in.
Yeah. To fill a lot the busiest sport fishing fleet in the world.
Exactly.
Right here.
Nothing else like it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
On top of a Saturday morning in August when the line for the bait receiver stretches past the launch ramp. I mean, every
2 hour wait,
every boat and every sport boat and fish are biting, and yet it's always there.
But here's the thing. So I did that for 12 years, and that really molded my mind for fishing locally, fishing inshore. Most of the bait catching was inshore. And learned so much that it led to MC Swim Baits and making the artificials, and 25 years with MC Swim Baits now. So,
pretty awesome.
Right? It's pretty cool.
25 years with MC
It
Swim
is,
Baits.
yeah.
It's crazy,
Wow.
right?
Like, you're not even that old, Corey.
Sometimes I feel like it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I am truly blessed and fortunate to have two of the greatest guys I could possibly be associated with true professionals in this business that are so knowledgeable and so easy to get along with and so great on the air, the whole thing. I'm just a radio guy. I just do like sales and marketing and I just talk.
That's not at all true, but that's fine that you don't say that.
But that's kind of, having people that really know their stuff like you guys is what makes Let's Talk Hookup beyond everything else.
Southern California sport fishing voice.
Yeah, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Pete.
I couldn't do it without you guys, for sure. It's
30
really,
years.
It's really it's amazing.
Yeah,
for sure.
it really is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you. Of course, a big part of our show is you out there. And it wouldn't be possible. This is a call-in radio show.
And as it always is, Pete.
And that's such a critical part.
Yeah.
We there's other things going on where you just hear people talking all the time. That's not us.
Yeah.
We want you to talk. That your participation is such an important thing. And it's an important thing here on our 30th anniversary here of Let's Talk Hookup, to hear from you, to hear from all the great people. And the other thing I want to mention, I won't forget this, of course, is all our great sponsors over the years that have made this whole thing possible. I mean, there's some big bills coming from the radio station, I can tell you that. And it's not an easy game to get this thing up and going and sustain it. And I have a lot of support in that from great sponsors for many years, and really fortunate of that.
I always think about how lucky we are to have the sponsors that are associated with the show, because I don't know that I could talk about, tackle is my whole life. It's what I do every day, and I get to see the best of it, and I get to see the not best of it. And I don't know how it would be for me to try to recommend something that I knew in my heart wasn't the thing. Like, that's just not my style ever. And we are so fortunate that the people that we work with, they really are the best. And that's what you've created over 30 years, is you got to be associated with the best products and people. And I don't know what it would be like to not recommend a Talica, or to not recommend a CalStar or a Shimano or whatever that thing may be.
Or Power Pro, or Seagar, or the Royal Polaris, or Maui Jim sunglasses, Dana Landing. I mean, AFCO. I mean, Rancho Leonero, Palmas de Cortez. I mean, there's a lot of that have been with us for so many years. San Diego County Ford dealers. I mean, look at those guys. Have been with us for 25 years.
If it was your job to tell somebody that something, that so you represent a company, and you knew in the back of your mind, oh man, I don't know, like we don't ever have to deal with. I mean, it's the best of the best. Like, the sponsors that we've been lucky to associate with are just they're the best of their deal.
Yeah. And then you look at people outside the fishing industry, like Poway Valley Collision, Jim and Mary over there. They do the best there is when it comes to collision there. They've been so supportive of us for so many years. And so, I mean, the list goes on about all the different, the sport fishing boats, the sport fishing landings, all the different people that have been so supportive of Let's Talk Hookup. We're just very grateful to be here, and hopefully we can be here for a long, long time to come, for sure.
I like it.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep that up and keep that rolling. And as you can hear, great show lined up for today. Just a lot of good stuff. If you want to join us, Ricky, how do we do it?
As always, man, give us a call on that mightier 1090. The number to get through if you want to have some fun with us today, talk story, ask questions, whatever it is. As Pete said, the show is about you. 213-432-1090. Again, 213-432-1090. And it's going to be a busy morning. The phones are already packed up, but we are going to have a lot of your calls available today. Or you can text the show. The text the show option only available via the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's a totally free download. You know, speaking of something that's really added to Let's Talk Hookup app, and another guy that deserves a lot of accolades, our great buddy Adam, for taking care of that great app. It's been so much fun. Such a high percentage of my friends listen to Let's Talk Hookup via the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's just
a game changer.
One button push. You can listen to it anytime you want. So many people listen on their drive homes or re-listen to the show, whatever it might be. But if you want to text us a show, that's the only way to do it. Get that Let's Talk Hookup app. It's a free download, and you can text your questions in the show, and we'd love to read them today.
Yeah, I was going to get to Adam, but since you brought up Adam.
My bad.
No, that's okay. Adam is such an important part of Let's Talk Hookup.
Huge.
For a lot of years, too.
He, of course, was running our board, phone screener, everything at 1090, the old 1090, for decades.
Yeah, decades,
right?
for real.
I mean, for a long, long time. And then when that went away and we moved over to the Fan, he would come into the Fan and answer the phones right there. And then when COVID hit and we had to do it remotely, Adam stuck with us. He basically, Bobby Woolrich, who used to work at 1090, is the guy that kind of introduced us to the company that puts our app together, and Subsplash, which is a great company up in Washington. And so Bobby helped facilitate that with Adam together. And those guys basically are responsible for putting that whole app together. And then the whole text the show, the management of it. I mean, that app is Adam. I mean, and all I do is pay the bill. Adam is the guy that makes it happen. And without that app, we'd have a fraction of the big audience we had. And then he came up with that whole text the show idea. And it's like, what a brilliant idea.
Totally.
Put it all together, made it happen. So,
and for the listeners, the app's free.
Yeah.
It's a free download.
Yeah. So thank you, Adam, for all you do.
I have people come to the store all the time and say, like, I used to say that I was a caller to Let's Talk Hookup. Now I'm a texter. I'm so-and-so. And it's just an easy, fun thing. And, that if you don't have the time to be on hold, but you got a question you'd like to ask to Corey, you can boom, 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 couple buttons, and away you go. It's been really fun. I love it.
But that being said, our callers are so important.
Yes,
so
sir.
don't stop calling.
Yeah, that's right.
The callers are what make this show. So
no doubt.
Texts are great, but callers, it's you guys out there are the stars. We're just the facilitators here.
And speaking of being a caller, one more time, if you want to get through, join in the fun today, 213-432-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. So much good info coming your way. You stay tuned. You are listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and that mightier 1090.
If you are going fishing on your trailer boat, make Summit Gasoline your first stop. Easy in and out with your trailer with almost 2 acres at the San Diego Sports Arena parking lot. Summit has what you need. Gourmet coffee, beer, ice, bait, fishing license, discount San Diego and Mission Bay live bait certificates, and the lowest price on gas. For a limited time, tell them you heard this, and you will get 100 pounds of ice free with the minimum of 35-gallon purchase. You heard right, 100 pounds of ice free. There is no better place to get your gas and load up on everything you need than Summit Gasoline at the Sports Arena. Easy access to Dana or Shelter Island launch ramp. Summit caters to boats and trailers. Try them once, and you'll be back. Live bait certificates at a discount, beer, coffee, food, ice, and the lowest gas prices. It's your first stop before fishing. 100 pounds of ice, free with a minimum purchase. Summit Gasoline. Easy in and out with your boat and trailer and more at the San Diego Sports Arena.
Hayden Lane here from Fast Lane Kayaking, and I got to tell you about all the rad new stuff we have in the shop, like the fully updated new line of Hobie inflatable kayaks, the iTrek series. Hobie took the best-selling I-11S and made it even better. Then added new models like it, like the new iTrek 9 that weighs just 37 pounds, fully rigged, packs into a small bag with wheels, and fits just about anywhere. And on the water, this thing performs, featuring a super wide and flat hull shape that is stable and an elevated beach chair style seat that is comfortable. Or the all-new Hobie Mirage Lynx. Inspired by the shape of the inflatable kayaks, Hobie made a durable and ultralight hardtop model. It's the missing link. It looks like a hybrid of a stand-up paddleboard and a kayak. And the best part, at just 45 pounds, the hull weighs about half as much as similar-sized kayaks. And it's stackable. Pile them up on your roof rack or your truck bed. You gotta see this thing. Stop by the shop, right on the water in Dana Landing Marina in Mission Bay. Or check us out online at fastlanekayaking.com.
When you want to catch big bluefin tuna, you need Shimano. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. The Shimano Beastmaster is the pinnacle of electric reels. Shimano's Gigamax motor packs a winding strength up to 250 pounds. Ideal for kite fishing and more. Shimano's butterfly flatfall jigs are irresistible to bluefin tuna because they stay in the strike zone longer. Shimano makes a complete line of butterfly flatfall jigs to target your favorite game fish. For all your Shimano needs, visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet. Fisherman's Landing offers half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day trips on the Liberty. Many trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
It's a fact of life in Southern California. Hard water. And if you have a pool, your tile shows it. Here comes San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning to the rescue. With their specialized equipment, SD Pool Tile Cleaning can safely remove the stubborn calcium deposits most pool owners struggle with. SD Pool Tile Cleaning can make your tile look bright and clean, almost like new again. High-pressure pool maintenance cleaning can damage grout, stone, and dislodged tiles. San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning uses a low-pressure media blasting technique to protect your pool surface from damage and yield fantastic results. So stop making excuses for your stained tiles on your pool. Make them look like new again with San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning. Check their website at sdpooltilecleaning.com and let their professional staff rejuvenate your pool tile. When it comes to professional swimming pool tile cleaning service, there's only one name you can trust: San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning. Check sdpooltilecleaning.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Again, if you want to get through, get in on the fun. 213-432-1090.
All right, Bart Hall is on the show. Good morning, Bart.
Hey, Bart.
Talk about a guy that's an important part of the show right here. Good morning.
Good morning, and congratulations, Pete and Rick and Corey. Congratulations, really.
Thank you very much.
What a great time listening to this. And I'm going to get to say some stuff now about you guys. You talked about yourself. But, Pete, I've been around radio my entire life, through my father and then through me. I don't know anyone in the radio business who knows it as intuitively as well as you. And you created something that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. No, the San Diego fleet doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. The kind of events we've produced doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. And Let's Talk Hookup doesn't exist anywhere else in the world, and it's because of you. And you are the perfect person to have people come on. When you interview them, you are interested in them. You let them talk. You don't talk over them. You are the perfect person. I want to thank you for following your vision because you made it great for the rest of us.
Well, thank you, Bart, and you certainly are a big part of that, and your dad especially, too, a big part of that. I'll never forget the first, and I'm not sure, maybe before you, Ricky, the first Red Hall Delmar show I did. I think it was 29 years ago. And I had a round table, right, that you loaned me. I was out in the middle between the two halls, and I had a banner and just a bunch of junk on the table. And your dad comes by and goes, "Kid, you got a lot to learn about show business." and you guys took me both you and your dad, and said, "Here's how you do show business," and that's how you do a Fred Hall show, and you taught me how important that is, and what an important part of that is of our industry too, and that certainly plays a big part in what we've done as far as our success with Let's Talk Hookup.
And then, Rick, golly, I feel that the important thing that all of us are involved in is that we support a fishing community and we support a fishing industry. But there's two parts to that. We're all in it together. And you embody that entirely, Ricky. You embrace the community through your passion for fishing, and you embrace the industry through your intimate knowledge of the products. On top of that, when you were born, they should have put a sign on your head that said, "This guy should be in radio." Because you are perfect for it.
Absolutely.
Your voice, your enthusiasm. You jump out of my phone every time you talk because you are so exciting. And together you are fantastic.
Well, what a nice thing to say, buddy.
So true.
It's easy when you love it.
Well, of course, but that's obvious. And Corey, you talk about how you are more withdrawn than you might, but that is what endears you to people. I see it when you do seminars at the show. You are honest. You honestly want to communicate, and that comes across whenever you're on the radio. The three of you together are fantastic. It's a pleasure. I'm so glad to be. But now, of course, I could be anywhere with the app. I can listen anywhere. But in the beginning, it was so nice to be here in Southern California, so we could be treated to Let's Talk Hookup every weekend. I still look forward to it. It's many shows, I'll tell you.
Well, thank you, Barton. Really nice of you to say that. And while we're on the subject of radio, we started on we started actually on a small station in Carlsbad that I was working at sales manager, and called KCEO AM 1000. Then we moved to 690 back in, I think about 6 months after I started, 4 to 6 months after I started. And that big signal is really what put us on the map. I mean, being able to reach LA, Orange County, and beyond, Santa Barbara, everything, and being able to reach guys up in cameras like that. And then, of course, the move to 1090, just the natural transition there of that whole station. And then to lose that big signal was a huge hit.
Yeah.
I mean, the fan was great. They were really nice, but it was just the San Diego signal. But that's where that app really came in.
Big time.
And saved us. But I got to throw a huge thank you and hats off to Bill Hagan, who reinvented the idea of 1090 and got back that even more powerful signal than it was before. Huge signal out of Rosarito Beach there that reaches so powerful, so beyond. And that really, he took a big chance there and got a tremendous partnership with the Mexican-owned station, the people down there that own it. And to be back on the Mightier 1090 is such a huge bonus for us. And we're very, very grateful to Bill and actually Pat Osborne, who helped put that whole thing together, it's kind of like a full circle in this radio world, right? So and Bart, of course, we're all grateful to you too. So thanks for your kind words.
Awesome, Bart.
Good stuff.
Appreciate the call this morning.
Years.
All right,
let's go.
All right, 30 more years.
30.
All right. Hey, if we can pull it off, I mean, maybe Rick can pull it off. But I'm not sure I got 30 years left in me, but I've got a few more. For
That's
sure.
right.
Yeah. Hey, Wayne Cotto from CCA has got some big news here. Good morning, Wayne.
Morning, guys. Hey, congratulations on the 30 years, man. I can't believe it's been that long that we've been listening to it. And, the record of what you guys have been able to accomplish and all the information that you share with our anglers, this is just the greatest show. Hey, I got some great news. You guys have been working on it for 30 years. Well, the 12-month fishing license bill, talked about it last week on the air. We got a 70-0 concurrence vote in the assembly. This bill is on its way to the governor. This has been a 10-year fight to try to get this bill through. So lots of people have been on it.
Congratulations. Such a great fight.
Yeah, all we got to do is wait for the governor.
Is our crazy governor? Is he actually going to sign it? Is that crazy governor of ours going to sign it?
I actually believe this will go through this time. It goes in hand with so many different things that we're working on, trying to get people more engaged hunting and fishing in the sport. He sees that outdoor recreation is important to everybody. It goes part of the R3 program, which is to recruit, retain, and reactivate anglers and hunters. It all goes hand in hand with all the programs that we've been working on with the Department of Fish and Wildlife, Fish and Game, Natural Resource Agency. So I do believe he'll sign it.
Especially with it going through with a 70-0, just no challenges to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's a great sign.
He'd look like a real buffoon if he didn't sign it, right?
Oh, yeah, then he would.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, we had our
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Wayne, congratulations. Keep up the great work there, Wayne.
Thanks, Wayne.
Keep on rolling.
Congratulations to you guys. 30 years, man. Okay.
All right.
Thanks
Wayne.
buddy.
Appreciate that. Let's go to the tribute now. Captain Mike Pritchard's on the line. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, morning, guys. How's it going?
Hey,
What's up,
terrific.
Mike?
Hear that sonar going on. You catching some fish?
Yeah, we're off to a really nice start here. One-day charter. We made a bit of a jaunt. Pretty good bluefin fishing to start our morning. We only had about 10 guys at the rail. A little bit choppy, but we do have 10 bluefin on the boat from 30 to probably 75 pounds. For rent routers, that was pretty darn good, guys. We're a bit festive last night. They're shaking off their hangovers, and half of them got a nice bluefin to start the day with.
Wow, that sounds great. So was it in the dark, or is it a morning bite?
We had two bites in the dark, one bluefin, right around 75 pounds, and then the other one was right in the gray, and all fly line fish. Like I said, just trying to get the guys up out of their bunks, put a rod in their hand, and we only lost a couple of them, but a pretty darn good start here, being that it's only 7:30.
Yeah,
cool.
And it sounds like a different kind of zone grade of fish there for sure.
Yeah, no, really nice grade, especially for a 30-pound rental setup. But it is within one-day range. Maybe a good time to be on a fast boat for sure. We got out here an hour before daylight and took advantage of that. And it's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride here lately. We had some good Dorado fishing last week. There's been some nice grade yellowfin around, and hopefully after this little bit of weather, this bluefin's not going anywhere. I think we've come to realize that. It might stop biting for a few days, but at least for the time being, it's here to stay.
Wow, that's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it seems like everything's a little late here. If our September's kind of late, so we've got a lot of good September, October to look forward to. And Mike, if somebody wants to ride the tribute, I'll bet you'll be running, right?
Oh yeah. I'm thinking our October, November, and December is going to be amazing again. It has been for the last several years, and you think about some of the better yellowfin fishing we've had has been November, December. So it looks like it's just going to be prolonged just that much more this year. So give Seaforth Landing a call, 619-224-3383. We do have some of our Dorado pictures up from this week, and then we will have our bluefin pictures up. Tonight, what we're doing, hopefully more to come, but there's starting to get a lot more charters here for the next couple of months. So we do have a couple of party trips each week, so good time to jump on board.
That's awesome. I totally agree with the outlook of this fall. Like I feel, this big fishing has been so much fun, and all this, school size bluefins around too. And I go back to the last couple of years. November, October and November were the very best months of it, and I really feel like we got that in front of us still. Like I think that this, I feel like we're just hitting our stride right now.
For sure.
It's almost like this has been the July of last few years, and I still think we have a lot more great fishing to come. And like you were saying, that October, November, and even into December, yellowfin fishing, it's all been nicer, great fish, and you start thinning out the crowds a little bit. It's going to be a good one.
Definitely.
I dig it. Well, great job, Mike. Appreciate that very much, and we'll look forward to somebody jumping on a couple of those trips that you mentioned there at C4 Sport Fishing. One more time, give us the phone number if somebody wants to come join you.
You can always book through seaforthlanding.com, tributesportfishing.com, or call Seaforth at 619-224-3383. And like I said, this is all rental fish this morning. Like, you get in there, you hop on a boat for the first time, rent a couple of rods, come out here, and we had one guy that was mentioning that this is the first ocean fish ever that he's ever caught, 35-pound bluefin, so spoiled.
Sweet. Yeah, that's awesome.
No doubt.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Nice to hear from you, and thanks for the kudos, though. We appreciate that very much.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming right, including... Thanks, buddy. Including more of your phone calls. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on that Let's Talk Hookup app on the mightier 1090.
Hey guys, this is Ali Husseini from Local Knowledge and BD Outdoors. I'm a lucky guy in so many ways, and one thing I'm really grateful for is my little brother, Yosef. Yosef is not only a fellow angler, but he's also an amazing realtor that specializes in helping us in the angling community find the ultimate home. If you own a home, get a free no-obligation evaluation online now by typing in SoCalHomeEval.com. That's SoCalHomeEval.com. All you do is put in your address, and you'll get a home value report immediately sent to your email. No pressure, no obligations, just answers. Yosef is the SoCal real estate go-to guy. He's helped me and so many of my fellow fishing buddies find what they're looking for in a home. He knows anglers and he understands the real estate market. Not only that, but he's also a really nice guy. How many brothers can you say that about? Go to SoCalHomeEval.com and find out where you stand in the real estate market, and then get with Yosef and find your ultimate home. Again, go to SoCalHomeEval.com and we'll see you on the water.
This is Captain Art Taylor of Searcher Sport Fishing. Celia and I would like to thank all of our great customers for helping celebrate Searcher's 50th anniversary. Our 2021 schedule is available now with more limited load trips. The Searcher has a great crew, fantastic food, a family atmosphere to make your fishing adventure complete. Book your trip online at SearcherSportFishing.com. That's SearcherSportFishing.com. Or call Celia at 619-226-2403.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The ranch is small, It's very personal, very intimate. I don't think there's anywhere else that you could have the old Baja feel and have all the miles of beachfront, the palapa roofs and the stone walls. There's not a room that you don't have some kind of ocean view. You don't give up any amenities at the ranch. It's just very rustic. You know how when you cook outdoors it tastes better? Well, that's Rancho Leonero. It just tastes better. We have paddle boards, we've got kayaks, we've got snorkeling equipment, of course. We've got 12 super pongas. We have dive trips. We've got over 40 kayaks at the hotel. We've got all accurate equipment, very top of the line. And when the fishing's good, we'll freeze your fish, pack it all up, send it home with you. People love it. They'll come back 5-6 times a year. That's the highest accolade we can get. 1-800-646-2252. 646-BAHA. And RanchoLandAero.com. It's unique.
Have you been looking for a live bait hook that keeps live bait alive? Look no further than Japan's leading fish hook, Gamakatsu. It's the little things that make the difference, and Gamakatsu hooks drive the point home. With an absolute perfect bend and ideal barbs, your bait swims harder and longer. And when you get bit, Gamakatsu hooks bite back with a vengeance. All hooks are not the same. Go with Gamakatsu for infinite success. Gamakatsu, simply the best. Check Gamakatsu.com. Sport fishing, not just for dad anymore, thanks to the Dana Wharf's Kids Club. Dana Wharf Sport Fishing invites all anglers 12 and under to join the Kids Club today. Membership includes over $100 of really cool stuff, like 2 free fishing trips, whale watch trip, as well as a free Dana Wharf Kids Club hat or t-shirt. Log on to the website, danawharf.com, or visit them in Dana Point Harbor, the bass capital of the West, and only minutes from the 5 freeway in Orange County.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Phones are packed up. Great stuff going, great phone calls, and just a good feeling day, man. I can't wipe the smile off my face.
Celebrating our 30th anniversary. Now, our actual 30th anniversary is September the 9th, which was a couple days ago. So there's another big anniversary, which is a solemn one, which changed the world, and that is, of course, the 20-year anniversary of 9/11. And we can't go without saying certainly condolences to all the people that sacrificed on that day and all the remembrances and how it indeed changed our lives
and how
20 years ago.
And how important it is to remember that. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you don't, that's something that time shouldn't go by and people think lesser of it. I mean, the world changed that day for sure.
And how many people give their lives today still for what happened 20 years ago?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
well said.
Yeah. So our actual anniversary is not 9/11; it's 9/9. But certainly a big anniversary today of 20 years since 9/11 for sure. And we appreciate all the sacrifices that happened there 20 years ago.
I know, crazy.
Crazy.
We all think about where were we on 9/11 and when we saw those horrific images. I was on the 60-mile bank with Bob Fletcher on my Davis boat.
You were
20 years ago.
Wow.
And everybody started talking on the VHF radio about this crazy thing that just happened. And then there was things going on the radio saying, they're going to close San Diego Harbor. You got to get back in. So Dart was going, we got to leave. We're on Blue. No, we're not leaving, Dart. We're on Bluefin, man. He goes, no, we got to leave now. And fortunately, I listened to Dart, and we ran back in and made it in before they closed San Diego Harbor because they totally everything changed. Of course, that day everything was closed off, and so that was. I'll never forget that day for sure.
Yeah, I remember coming into work at the tackle store. I was a teenager and just being there and how solemn it was, and the one TV was on, and that all of our boats were quote unquote stuck outside. Nobody was allowed into and we had boats full of passengers that were all just kind of lined up outside the bay and not able to come back in. And obviously, eventually they did, and things like that. And it happened as it happened. But I mean, I will never forget. I'll never forget any part of it.
Don't forget that.
Totally.
Day. Yeah, for sure. So solemn remembrance today too, but it's a big celebration for us being our 30-year anniversary. And here's a guy that's been on our show for darn near close to 30 years. The cast man, Richard Castaneda from Cast Tours. Buenos dias, cast man.
Cast man.
Morning, Cast.
Hey, buenos dias, Pete. Hey, I'm starting to get a little upset. I need a few accolades myself. I've been around for a while. So.
Well, come on, man. Cast man, when did you start with us, huh?
Oh, God, it's got to be 27 years, somewhere around there, I think.
Yeah, I think 27.
I think that's about 27 years. Yeah, it's been a good ride. It's been a good ride, though, Pete. We've gone to some nice fishing places.
It's been a good ride. Yes, God, we do some. I mean, Ricky and I have been to some amazing places with you, Cass, and it's all because of you and what you do. And you've taken our listeners to so many incredible places, and so many of our listeners have become your close friends and travel companions. And yes, you have done a tremendous amount for Let's Talk Hookup, and we're very grateful for you, for sure.
Yeah, well. Working on another destination, Pete. You guys might be interested. It's going to be on the Pacific Ocean side of Colombia. It's a destination that it sits about 60 miles south of Piñas Bay, and that's where that world-renowned Lodge Tropic Star is, and very, very fishy destination for all the pelagics, the blue and black marlin, and of course sails, tuna, dorado, wahoo, big Cuber snappers, and all that. And it's basically almost fishing the same waters at probably about a third of the price. I'm working on that, still trying to put it together. With this COVID thing, it makes it a little tough, but hopefully by this coming year, maybe in the fall, we'll have something together down there. And once I get it finalized, I'll let you guys know, and we can go down there and take a few anglers with us and try that new destination. I heard it's fabulous, fabulous, fabulous fishing, and very, very little pressure where they're at too.
Sounds great. So
anyway,
what's going on down in the Baja?
Well, we had that old Viking decided to come into Cabo San Lucas, old Olaf. came in there on Thursday night and got a report from Baja Bob Lewis. He said he was tucked into his bathroom, doors closed, as him and his little dog were in there, and he said the house was shaking, and he says it got pretty scary there for a while, and I guess when things calmed down a little bit, he went outside, and I think he had some kind of a window or a door blew open and caused a little bit of rain damage, but it's pretty messy down there right now. I talked to Eric Brixton of the Gordo Banks Pongas yesterday, and he said that they were able to get most of all the pongas out of the water and, batten down the hatches, and they'll be back in business. And probably if the port captain opened up support, they're probably fishing today. It was 100-mile-an-hour winds, gust a little higher, and it came in roaring. But the only report I got, actually previous to that, Bob Lewis did tell me that there were some nice catches of tuna up inside the Vinarama and the Iman Bank there, just that short ride there from the marina. They were getting some fish over 100, 150 pounds. Not a lot, but there was a few mixed in with the 40 and 50 pounders. But still some Dorado left in there, and of course striped marlin. And we got the blue marlin. They're in there. You got the big Bisbee tournament and the other Cabo tournaments coming in next month. So I think it's going to be a good time for the blue marlin.
We have the big We actually have the big tournament coming in next month, October 8th.
Biggest deal.
You going to
biggest deal of the Baja.
27th annual Palmas de Cortez Fall Spectacular. So that's
about the
27th annual.
About the month. That's about the amount of time I've been in with the show. Wow, 27. That's great.
I think so. Yeah,
I'm sure the East Cape, they always pull the boats out of the water, and pull their
I talked to John Ireland, and they got hit. They got hit dead on, but they said wind and rain and minor damage. So I think the Costa Palmas got. We're going to hear more from John Ireland tomorrow, but Costa Palmas got a little bit of damage probably on their golf course and stuff since they built the golf course right in the middle of the ravine. So you would think that was the case
in the wash. Right?
When you build something in the wash, it's bound to happen when it washes out, right?
So what's a wash all about?
It's actually it's a river.
Just another water hole we have to contend with. But anyway, exactly. All right, Pete, well, that's a report for this week. Hopefully I'll have a full and detailed report from the other destinations down there this coming week. And, by the way, I am leaving for Kodiak, Alaska. I'll be there Friday through the following Thursday. So I'll try to give you guys a call from up there and let you know how the fishing is up there as well as what's going on down in the Baja. So you boys take care.
All right. Thanks, Cass, man. Appreciate that. Nice to hear from you. Of course, Cass Tours, great sponsor and great supporter of Let's Talk Hookup. Sure appreciate everything you do for us, Cass. And let's hang in there and do another few years. How's that sound?
Yeah, my pleasure, Pete. Right. You guys take care.
All right. Thanks, Cass, man. All right, let's go ahead and jump into those phones. Very patient callers waiting to talk, so let's do it.
All right, you got it. Well, we got to start off with the first one, which is Kevin, who's calling from Northwest Arkansas. Good morning, Kevin. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, Pete, Rick, and the crowd there,
Kevin.
Corey. I am formerly from Catalina Island. You know me from Catalina. So anyway, I want to thank you for the 30 years of Let's Talk Hookup.
Totally remember.
Yeah, well, anyway, I remember my first call into the show with Marty and you guys there. And Dr. Larry Allen was on the show talking about pelagic conditions. So I made it in, and the next week I won an 8-day long-range trip on the Shogun. So pretty stoked on that, and many other trips I gathered from that. I mean, I started doing 5-day trips on the Bright Morning Star and catching the tuna out there, and even Pete and Harold Davis, I even sat down with you over there at the Isthmus, and I was able to do the show with you. So Fred Hall, I mean, thank you guys so much for providing such a wealth of knowledge. Yeah. So, it was
thanks,
Catalina.
Kevin.
I was there about a month ago doing some Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay anyway.
Yeah,
but
well, Kevin,
I got a chance to go and do some spearfishing. Go ahead, Pete.
Well, sounds like so thanks, Kevin. We sure appreciate your part of Let's Talk Hookup, and we miss you there, Kevin from Catalina.
Yeah.
But glad you're still a part of it, listening to us on the Let's Talk Hookup app from Arkansas.
I know.
Awesome.
Hope life is good there, Kevin. All right.
He needs to come back west. I hear the Arkansas.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's jump back in the phones, Rick.
You got it, buddy. How about this time we talk to Don? Don's calling us from Woodland Hills this morning. Don, very big part of Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Good morning, Don.
Good morning, my fishing friends. Thank you so much. It's always great to get up on a Saturday morning when I'm not fishing to be able to go fishing with you guys. So I couldn't resist. I had to call in and thank you. Pete, Let's Talk Hookup's been a big part of my life. I've been listening to you since the Marty days and been listening to you from Woodland Hills all the time whenever I could get a radio signal. Love the app. I've listened to you from Alaska, from Lebanon, Oregon. Even listened to the tapes, the archives on my plane flights when I was doing a lot of business travel. Yeah. So added a lot of great fishing stories, fishing friends, and that's really the most important part to me is I've met so many people, on trips that recognize my voice, and they said, I know you from somewhere, and I said, well, do you listen to Let's Talk Hookup? And they go, yeah, and I go, well, I'm Don from Woodland Hills. So there you go. So thank you so much. And hey, Ricky, you've got the best laugh on radio, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So and that, Don, you just said exactly what I said is you guys are the stars.
Yeah.
And, we're the facilitators here in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup. But you guys that call in and guys like yourself, Don, are really the stars of the show. And we're very, very grateful for you. So thank you very much, Don. Appreciate the call this morning. All right. You have a good text?
I got so many of them that it's hard to say. And most of them are just really fun, congratulatory texts from so many good friends and people that show. Dave Rohde from Poway, Jim and Mary, wishing congratulations. Captain Benny Florentino, congratulations on 30 years, and and thanks for letting me be a part of it. And it's just been one after another of great friends, and wishing you the best on 30 years. And how could you pick one? There's just so many great people saying so many nice things.
Yeah. So and Corey, of course, you're accessing the apps, the text too. Anything that stands out for you there?
You know what? I actually don't have them.
Oh, you know? Okay.
No,
maybe we're just putting you. We're not going to bore you with them unless you're doing the solo.
No, it's all
there,
good.
So.
Yeah.
But yes, but lots. We appreciate all those, and like you said, it's Jim huge. And Mary sending. We've already talked about Jim and Mary, Poway Valley Collision, such a great sponsor and supporter of Let's Talk Hookup, and Jim and Mary, nicest people in the world.
Best.
They've taken care of so many people at Poway Valley Collision from the radio show, and they basically hand take care of them when they have during a tough time, when you have to get your car repaired, or you have an accident, or you're going to get the fender bender out or whatever. Jim and Mary take care of our people.
And not only San Diego
really
County, but Orange County.
All over the place.
Totally. The whole Southland. Yeah.
And they just because I went through, that's how I'm so intimately familiar with Poway Valley Collision.
Yeah.
I got in a fender bender, and they just took charge. Oh no,
right.
You're not doing this. We're going boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
We're putting you in this rental car. You're talking to this person. Just every step of the way. Here's what's going to happen. Here's your timeline. I did nothing, and they're the best people.
And they help you work with the insurance. You know how the insurance companies try and really work you over. Jim and Mary don't take that.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
so they don't take that. They know how to work the insurance companies.
Program.
They know the program.
Mary doesn't take no BS. Let me tell you.
Absolutely not. So again, thanks. Grateful for their support. And if you have a fender bender, you get in an accident. Unfortunately, you need some repair on your car. Poway Valley Collision. Nothing better. Worth the drive from, like we say, from anywhere in the Southland.
Yeah. You when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup to talk about. More of your phone calls, more great information. We got catch reports. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice on the mightier 1090.
Seakeeper, the leader in marine stabilization, has launched its newest, smallest, and most radically different model, the Seakeeper 1. Now, for the first time, stabilization is available for boats as small as almost 23 feet. The Seakeeper 1 is designed to eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on vessels 23 to 30 feet. With a fresh new look, the Seakeeper 1 has a compact flush mount installation and runs on 12-volt battery power. Installation is a breeze. It can fit under almost any seat. Now your skiff can enjoy the comfort and enjoyment that only a Seakeeper-equipped boat can provide. Check out the Seakeeper demo boat at upcoming shows and arrange a free test drive. Seakeeper has changed the lives of many Southern California anglers, including Pete Gray, and will allow you to stay on the fishing grounds when others need to head back to port. Visit seakeeper.com/take-a-ride to arrange a demo. Eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on your trailer boat. Seakeeper. Once you feel it, you'll never boat without it.
He's not just my fishing buddy. After 30 years, he's a brother, and I'd sure hate to lose him. His bass boat's got nothing to do with it, so I make sure both of us wear a life jacket. Save the ones you love, even if they don't own a fancy boat. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
One of the dream trips for most anglers is Alaska. There are so many lodges. How do you make a choice? It's easy. Choose the one most Let's Talk Hookup listeners return to time after time. Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, and the finest charter captains in Sitka, all for the ultimate value. One visit and you will understand why nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. Sitka is famous for some of the best runs of salmon in Alaska. And if giant Alaskan halibut is your target, the expert captains at Kingfisher Charters know the hot spots and can put you on a fish of a lifetime. Plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod are there too. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. It's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except tips. It is truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check kingfishercharters.com.
Shimano has done it again. An amazing lever drag 2-speed reel at an affordable price. It's Speedmaster 2, the extremely durable high-performance Speedmaster 2 with high maximum drag power and a smooth ultra-wide range of drag adjustability is an absolute fish-fighting machine. Its rigid Hagani body prevents misalignment of moving parts under the heaviest loads. Plus, a spare drag cam is included for optimal use with monofilament lines. The Speedmaster is now available in 4 models, 12, 16, 20, and 25. This is the perfect reel for the angler looking for a powerful, lightweight, smooth casting reel for tuna or other powerful saltwater game fish at a more affordable price. Nothing in its class can match the Shimano Speedmaster 2, built to provide high-end performance and dependability in a compact, lightweight frame. Get the Shimano Speedmaster 2 lever drag reel at your local Shimano dealer. Check Shimano.com for all the details.
When you want to catch big bluefin tuna, you need Shimano. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. The Shimano Beastmaster is the pinnacle of electric reels. Shimano's Gigamax motor packs a winding strength up to 250 pounds, ideal for kite fishing and more. Shimano's butterfly flat-fall jigs are irresistible to bluefin tuna because they stay in the strike zone longer. Shimano makes a complete line of butterfly flat-fall jigs to target your favorite game fish. For all your Shimano needs, visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
San Diego, do you need a vehicle that's built ready for your next adventure? Well, your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered with the 2021 Ford Ranger. This adventure-ready truck is built with durable features like its frame-mounted step bumpers and high-strength steel frame. But that's not all. The Ford Ranger also has an available terrain management system with 4 selectable drive modes depending on what terrain you're on for optimum performance. Looking to tow your boat or trailer to your next adventure? No problem. The 2021 Ford Ranger can handle that too and has smart technology like Bliss with trailer coverage to assist changing lanes and makes driving so much better when towing your boat or trailer. Visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com to learn more. That's buyfordnow.com and they'll be glad to hook you up.